Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is from your standard 9 social science textbook, chapter number 6, that is world after 1945, part 3, right? So this is going to be our last part for this chapter, and we'll start our explanation from India's contribution at the international level. Right, in the first part we had seen about the two power blocks, the Cold War, which existed between the two power blocks, that is, uh, namely the United States of America, that is USA, and the Soviet Union, which was headed by Russia. Okay, then we saw the end of Cold War, then the process of disarmament, right, and non-alignment movement by the countries which did not favor any of the countries. Okay, now today we'll see the India's contribution at the international level. Okay, how India has contributed at the international level for the peace around the world. So India has contributed significantly at the international level during its freedom struggle and after its independence. Okay, India has always opposed imperialism. So imperialism is a policy or practice by which a country increases its power by gaining control over other areas of the world, like Britain, who had controlled India. So the Britishers, they followed imperialism policy. So India always opposed imperialism, colonialism. So again, colonialism is same kind of policy. It is the policy or practice of acquiring full or partial political control over another country. Okay, occupying it with settlers and exploiting it economically. So again, the Britain, that is the Britishers and other European countries, had developed their colonies in many parts of the world, many countries. Okay, so there is imperialism, colonialism, and evils like racial discrimination, right? The Britishers, they were white skinned people, so they tried to create difference between the people on the basis of their skin color. Okay, so that is racial discrimination. It has supported movements opposing such evils. India has always remained active in the formation of the United Nations and is actively involved in all its activities. Okay, so we have already studied why United Nations was formed and what was its objective. Okay, so the objective was to maintain peace all over the world, and India has always supported it. India has played an important role by sending its military to support the United Nations efforts in maintaining international peace and security. So always, whenever there is a need, India has supported United Nations by providing its military, okay, to maintain peace at international level. India has worked appreciably by sending military troops to countries like Gaza, Cyprus, Congo, and Sri Lanka during their conflicts. India has helped actively in maintaining peace. India has persistently means continuously, emphasized on the need of disarmament to achieve world peace and security. So I've already explained you the meaning of disarmament. Okay, in this issue, it has taken leadership in debates world around and in making useful suggestions. India has expressed the desire of the entire humanity for peace by presenting a proposal for total nuclear disarmament in the United Nations General Assembly. That means India is favoring disarmament in a total way, right? So to send the money in the upliftment of poor people in other countries instead of using money in creation of nuclear weapons and military has been always a demand from India in the United Nations, right? So again, a very important message to the world, an important thing. We all know that even India is spending its millions and billions of rupees behind the army, behind the weapons, behind the soldiers. Why? Because even other countries are doing that, and if will not do, then there is always a threat from other country. So if all the countries together they decide that they will live with peace, then there will be no need of producing weapons, there will be no need of maintaining army, and whatever money is saved can be used behind the welfare of the human beings. Okay. Further, world peace has permanently remained India's primary concern for its foreign policy. India has always remained active to achieve an atmosphere of cooperation, trust, and understanding among nations. Okay, so that was India's contribution at international level for maintaining peace. Now, India's relations with other countries, that is, the relations between the countries like USA, Russia, and also our neighboring countries. Okay, so first we'll see relation between India and United States. Both India and United States are democratic countries. Apart from having a lot of similarities, there has been lots of ups and downs in the relationship also. Okay, the United States did not like India's role of not joining any power bloc and accepting non-allied policy after its independence. Okay, so there is United States expected that India should join them, but India did not join them also, as well as the Russia, that is the Soviet Union also. Further, they hoped that India would join them, but India joined non-allied movement for its economic growth. There is another reason that amicable relation, amicable means friendly relation between India and US could not grow. That is US policy of favoring Pakistan. Okay, United States has always supported and favored Pakistan, and due to which always there was means there has not been a friendly relationship between India and America. They supported Pakistan in the case of Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan had joined US led power and military bloc, whereas India had adopted policy of non-alignment. So during the time of Cold War, Pakistan had joined its hands with the powerful bloc which was USA. Okay. Treaties regarding nuclear weapons have become one of the most important points of disagreement between India and United States. United States has persisted that India should sign the nuclear non-proliferation treaty, right? So nuclear non-proliferation treaty was a treaty, right, to not to allow the other countries except America and the Russia and some of the states to produce nuclear weapons. So India did not sign that, and comprehensive test ban treaty. Okay, why? Because it would not allow India to do nuclear test and everything. So when India conducted nuclear test in Pokhran in Rajasthan in 1998, it was taken seriously and certain sanctions were imposed against India as US aided financially and technically. Right. So this was Pokhran test was a remarkable achievement for India, but other countries around the world they were scared, because at that time it was realized that even India has a nuclear power and it is also a very powerful nation. There is a remarkable change in relation between both the countries after terrorist attack on New York's World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. Right. So this is also very remarkable remarkable incident which everyone remembers. The United States is now accepting the fact that India is growing economically very fast. Now both the countries wish that there should be intimate relationship with each other. There is a close relationship. In September 2014-15, India's Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi visited America and even addressed the United Nations. American President Barack Obama was the first American president to be the chief guest for India's 66th Republic Day celebration. In this way, America and India now has a cordial and amicable relation, that is a friendly relation. The issues of terrorism are concerns of the heads of the country. That means both the countries are concerned regarding terrorism activities going on around the world. Now, next is a relationship between India and the Soviet Union, that is the Russia. So, the Soviet Union has helped India considerably, that is continuously, in establishing heavy and key industries. The Soviet Union has taken India's side in the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. Right. So when in the United Nations the issue of Jammu Kashmir was discussed, America, that is the USA, was on the side of Pakistan, but it was Russia who favored the Indians. Okay. They also have often exercised their veto power. Veto power also we have already understood or studied, that is the right to deny in the United Nations Security Council to see that proposal against India, okay, any decision against India is not taken regarding Jammu and Kashmir issue, okay, and it should not pass also. So this way Russia has also always helped and favored us, okay. In this way Russia and India have a very close friendly relation. So next is the India's relation with its neighboring countries, that is India and Pakistan. Immediately after India's independence, the relation between India and Pakistan were always stressful. So we all know that very well, right? You might have seen the movies like Gadar, okay, where during the time of independence and after that, what was the effect? We could see three gruesome wars took place between India and Pakistan in the year 1948, 1965 and 1971. So gruesome means frightful, fearsome, okay, very dangerous. And in all these wars, Pakistan was defeated, right? Both the countries have Tashkent and Shimla Treaty. So it is a kind of agreement between Pakistan and India, right? Through which both the countries agree not to fight with each other, but Pakistan does not follow it with utmost devotion. We all know that because every now and then we keep on reading in the news channels and newspapers that Pakistan broke the ceasefire, right? So that is it. In 1999, Kargil war between India and Pakistan took place. Fortunately, heads of both the countries have expressed eagerness to resolve all issues peacefully through negotiations. Okay, so that was between India and Pakistan. Next is India and China. India and China relations started in the year 1954 when China displayed its boundary regions on map. It disturbed the relations between India and China. Why? Because many part of India was shown in the Chinese territory. Okay, India opposed greatly when China showed most of the regions belonging to India as belonging to them. The McMahon border, showing the border region between India and China, was rejected by China, and it led to further discomfort in the relations. So always China, they have tried to capture the most of the part of the world, and even India got affected due to it. China attacked India in 1962 and captured the regions which were displayed in their map. Right, so which was absolutely a wrong thing. India sent military troops to its border regions to safeguard from China, and China made a full stop to the war, and in this way, war ended. To resolve these problems, many meetings were held, but it turned out to be futile. That means waste. But in the last decade, China and India has a cooperative and friendly relations. India's Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi invited Xi Jinping, the Prime Minister of China, to the riverfront of Ahmedabad for a courtesy visit. So, courtesy means respect. Okay. Next is India and Bangladesh. Bangladesh got freedom after many struggles. So, even Bangladesh was a part of India. In the year 1971, Bangladesh became an independent and sovereign country, as earlier it was a part of Pakistan. So, first it was India, then it got divided into West Pakistan and East Pakistan. Then uh, the East Pakistan later on became totally separated, which was known as Bangladesh. As a new upcoming country, India helped Bangladesh financially, technically, and physically by giving equipments for its growth and development. But there are certain issues which have risen between India and Bangladesh. Right, so there are also problems between India and Bangladesh also, right? Refugees and many other problems are there, border problems. So the utilization of water from river Ganga and its proper channelizing has been talked out between the two countries. During flood, cyclone and other natural calamities, India has helped Bangladesh immensely. Okay, so in 2015, concrete talks have taken place in matters of disputed geographical land regions and the citizenship of people, because many refugees, many people from Bangladesh, they enter India, okay, and they live in India illegally. So that is a matter of concern. India and Bhutan. A peaceful and cordial friendship treaty had been signed between India and Bhutan in the year 1949. Bhutan has trustfully sided India in its security and foreign policies. India assured to aid means help Bhutan in telecommunication and transportation. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru visited Bhutan in the year 1958, and thereafter Indian President too had visited Bhutan in the year 1970. India helped Bhutan in becoming a member of United Nations in the year 1971. There is never a troubled relation between India and Bhutan. India's Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi visited Bhutan in the year 2014 and said that India's progress has direct effect on its neighboring countries. The inter-security related cooperation has been done satisfactorily. Okay, so we have always got support from Bhutan in each and every concern. Next is India Sri Lanka. Okay, so the relation between India and Sri Lanka is very old. Many Tamilians of India have gone to Sri Lanka and settled thereafter. Their citizenship was the main issue between India and Sri Lanka, but continuous talk has resolved it. The problems of Tamilians and peaceful talks between Tamil organization and Sri Lankan government was the priority of India. India's Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi visited the troubled regions of Tamilians in Jaffna on 13th March 2015. India assisted financially for the reconstruction of 27,000 houses for rehabilitation of Tamilians, right? Because the Tamilians, they actually belong to India, who have settled in Nepal. Today India and Sri Lanka have very cordial relations. Okay, next is India and Nepal. The relation between India and Nepal started with the signing of treaty in the year 1950. According to the treaty, both the countries are considered to be sovereign, and to preserve regional unity as well as communication of citizens in both the countries, India has helped Nepal socially and economically. Nepali students visit India for higher studies. The rivers flowing from Himalaya come from the various regions of Nepal. Due to this, during rain it affects India badly. To stop the floods due to this rivers, talks have been begun between these two countries. On 25th April 2015, Nepal faced a destructive earthquake of the magnitude of 7.8 on the Richter scale, which caused the death of 8,000 people. India aided in the relief and rehabilitation work in the areas affected by earthquake. Right, so India has always helped Nepal in its all the activities. Next is India Afghanistan. India has very friendly relation with Afghanistan. India has large-heartedly contributed in the reconstruction of Afghanistan, like in construction, health, and education. In the economic and social development, India has financially helped during natural calamities also. India helped Afghanistan financially. The construction of Afghanistan parliament building is being done by India, which is a very great thing, right? Next is India Myanmar. So India and Myanmar, that is Burma, has very cordial relations. Cordial means friendly. After India got independence, Myanmar got independence in 1948. From that time, relationship has been friendly. After independence, Myanmar has demanded financial aid from India. India has helped them instantly, that means immediately, because India wants Myanmar to be financially sound. So, India's foreign policy is to have world peace and security. Furthermore, Indian foreign policy ensures friendly and cordial relationship with its neighboring countries, but there has always been a rise and fall in these relations owing to various reasons. Okay, so very simple, and we'll end our lecture over here. Okay, I hope so that everything is clear to you all, and I thank you everyone for watching my video.